Oh, hey guys, what's going on? I thought I'd just check my messages to see if there's any news from the team. I got a message from Xiao just saying he's had a great time with the Chinese international team. He's happy to be back. Now he's just landed and hopes the team has done well without him. Bit of a sore point there, Xiao, but he's a good lad, let's be honest. We'll let him off with that one. Just a message from Ted Smith saying he's had a word with Lewis Kinsella about that sly tackle towards his own goal, which caused the first goal in the final. Yeah, just no hard feelings, basically. That's all that says there. Don't worry, Lewis. To be honest, now we've got actual fullbacks back again. Probably won't see you for a while. Oh, and just one more from Nicola Tavares, just saying, good to be back in England, boss. Hope I didn't miss anything important. Intro, please. So, we have played the one game since we last met against the Arsenal under-23s in the Leasing.com trophy final, where we had so many problems in our formation, just personnel issues. 2-1 could have been far worse. Really wish it would have been better. Actually, when you look at this last month, it's not been the greatest of form. Bit hit and miss, all told, but that still said, with a 2-0 away at Dagenham Rugby, finally managed to do them in, this time away from home. They were bottom when we drew with them at the start of the season, I seem to remember. Yeah, up here, 2-2. So yeah, 2-0, DK and Smallwood getting his first goal of the season, left it late. Good goal, in fairness. Does leave us still 8 points clear of Coventry in second, with 4 games to play. Now, of course, if we win this next game, and Coventry don't, then that gap becomes either 10 or 11 points, and they can't make that up. So that's why we're playing Bolton right now, who are in third. I am aware, I believe we actually played Bolton in an earlier episode this particular season, but this match could seal us the title. At the very least, the next one might, which is against our local rivals, Halifax. Frankly, couldn't have been scheduled much better, these last 4 games, in terms of where we can potentially win this title. 3rd place Bolton, 5th place Cheltenham, local rivals Halifax, or if for some bizarre reason it goes down to the last day of the season, our arch nemesis, AFC Wimbledon, who I kind of wish were a little bit closer to the playoffs because I would like to take them with us. We're not technically properly promoted yet, by the way, either, just because we have 12 points on Bradford, which is obviously exactly 4 games won, but we do have a goal difference of 25 over them. So I'm pretty certain we're promoted at this point. It would be nice to take Wimbledon with us just to keep the rivalry going, but heyo, that's the way it is. Salford, of course, another one of those sort of rivalries, and Bristol Rovers, they're in the hunt as well, but they're both a little bit off the pace, I guess. We'll see how this pans out. Dan Morgan, though, still 22 goals, still 7 clear. I don't know what these guys have been doing. So the good news is, personnel-wise now, everyone is back. Feistamel is still suspended. I didn't realise 10 yellow cards was a 3-game ban, because it applied for some reason to the EFL Trophy final as well, which I didn't realise when I sent him out in the match before with 9 yellow cards. But anyway, Xiao is back, so he's going to do the left-back position in this particular match. Clark is back from his injury, I think he had, as well as a suspension. He had a suspension for the EFL Trophy final. He had an injury for the last match, so he's back as well. And Tavares, of course, back off his international duties. Smith in goal. Amankwar finishing off that defensive line, of course. Dean, Nacelle, DK, that central midfield, all fine. Edwards back and Lee Tao, that's fine. Morgan up front. Can play a full match now, so that's great too. 30 goals for him. 1 for Edwards back at this point. 15 for Lee Tao. Can't wait for him to start scoring a little bit more. After what I said in the intro piece thing, Kinsella's on the bench just because, well, that's boys. Still 6.4. Starting to think my recruitment policy with Bradford was a bit of a fluke. Oh, by the way, we're watching these in 3D because, of course, we could win the title, so let's have a little bit of a celebration with it as well. Also, partially because I kind of forgot to take it off a little bit. But Lee Tao now, charging forward. I will return to that chain of thought about transfer policies eventually, as Morgan, 1 minute and a half, 90 seconds back into the game. 31 goals for him for the entire season now, 23 in the league, that is, and obviously has to stand after 90 seconds of everyone's games. we're currently winning the title because probably no one else has scored at this point. Probably should keep an eye on the other scores, actually, now I've just said that. Oh, it's already there in the middle. It's like I'm a professional, folks. Lee Tao. I might get a chance to talk about this transfer comparison with Bradford. Lee Tao's just charging. Well, he's punted that past. Yeah, I do feel like our hit rate with signings with York has been not quite. I think it's been pretty good for the most part. But I don't feel it's been quite as good as Bradford. It might just be rose tinted glasses. I probably, let's be honest, forgotten the players that didn't actually do that well, just because they didn't do that well. So, but you know, we had the likes of Ferreira, Teixeira, all the other Portuguese players that I brought in. There were so many. Obviously, the one that took over left wing, I can't remember what his name was anymore. It's really annoying. It bothers me, that one, to be honest. I can never remember that. We'll check it at some point. But good old Tex. What are he's up to? But yeah, I do feel like we've had not particularly strong hit rates. Now, obviously, Shao has sort of covered that left back role and been a decent performer. Finally, after what feels like half a dozen attempts, as Morgan goes close again, to get a left back that can actually play football. And the worst part of Shao now is the fact that he's actually slightly more dominant right-footed. He has both feet, of course. But realistically, he should be a natural on the right-hand side who can cover the left. Feistal has been decent, and that's the best I can say, really. He's been decent. He's not been noticeably bad like Boys and Kinsella and Ferguson were in the past, of course. Morgan, this is... How is that not 2-0? Coventry are losing. I've just realised they've dropped a point, which means, as things stands, we win the league here. Half-time's about to approach. We will have a look at that a little bit more properly in a second. But, yeah, I mean, Feistal was being... Return to that thought. Feistal was being decent, sort of 6.7, I think-ish, 6.8 over the season, which isn't bad, of course. Not scintillating, but then again, fullbacks I seem to find are largely hit or miss and very problematic positions to get decent players in general. In both this year and last year's game, in fairness, I think it's something that they've struggled to really almost on the same level, not quite on the same level as obviously goalkeeper ratings, but I feel like there's something going on at fullback in last year's engine, this year's engine that doesn't quite make them as good as they should be. As I said, that Shaw's on a 6.5 in this match. Come on, guys, you're capable of even better. But Coventry must be losing. I didn't bother checking who they were playing before the match. They must be away from home as well. Nope, maybe not. Ah, they've equalised. And so have Coventry at some point. We should get the scores on here. There we are. Highlight, of course. And, yeah, just the first player. He's headed into the goal. No one's in front of him. Good job there, guys. I will get a chance to look at this bloody score in a second. Coventry, Cheltenham. 1-1. Anyway, Nissel's in the box. Still in the box. What's happened here? What's going on? How? What? Needs to now know that Nissel's both-footed. Actually, is he both-footed? Fairly strong left foot. Alright. Xiao's on a 6.4. Of course he is. Don't you do this. Don't do this to me now, Xiao. Please. Please don't do this to me now. After I've hyped you up all bloody season. Right, Dean's booked. He's coming off. Realistically, I can't bring Kinsella. Goys is injured, by the way, which is why there's no right back on the bench. Can't bring Kinsella on. But I will bring Genie on, who's also back from international duties, but not quite as important as players like Tavares and Xiao usually are. Get the goal, please, guys. Coventry now winning, which really doesn't help us. What? Oh, no. Oh, now we're losing. Oh. Oh, dear. Was that a set piece, by the way? Pretty certain that was a set piece. Yep, it was a free kick. We've conceded 2 set pieces. Again. Admittedly, that was more luck than judgment than anything. Just ricochets back to his feet. Very fortunate. There's a highlight at the death. If this is an equaliser for us, I will happily take that and get the gap back to 6 points, won't it be? Morgan! Oh, that was the highlight, wasn't it? It was a good block highlight. That's what it was. We'll keep the corner on just for fun. But Lee Tao plays it short, smashes it off the defender. Of course he does, because you can never beat the first man when you try to cross in this game. Well, I mean, we beat their goalkeeper after 2 games without conceding. Should really sympathise. I'm far from pleased, you idiots. Nick, I replaced the Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering, I did replace my assistant manager at some point recently. But he's still an idiot. No, in fairness, he's actually genuinely really good. He's actually genuinely really, really good. I don't know how or why he's come here. I mean, admittedly, he's at Chelmsford to start with, but I don't understand why he's at this level of football. It does guarantee our promotion in the very least. With a transfer budget of 2 million. Because, of course, we still have the money in the bank. I'm not going to use it all. There's a reason for that, and it's something I've not actually talked about yet, and that's this. The stadium expansion thing is actually going ahead now, so I think it's going to cost about 2 million potentially, so I'm going to keep hold of 2 million in the bank, basically. My transfer budget is actually 600,000 at this stage, in my mind. Wage budget, though, is £75,000. I think I shifted it a little bit when we got the funds in to about 50 grand. So that's a massive jump on the wages. But hey, passed. Planned. End of 3 years ahead of schedule. There we are. Says it right there. Don't need to do the math. Lee Tow continues to be brilliant. Meanwhile, we've got a 5-point gap now. So we're in exactly the same situation we were in that game, where if we win and they don't, we win the title. This might end up being a 3-game episode. And Coventry are away at Salford. It's not an easy game. Then again, neither was their last one against Cheltenham, and they won that one. By the way, youth intake happened. 1 potential, maybe. If he ends up a 3.5 star, then good. But that's 3.5 star compared to our current team, opposed to when he's actually probably going to be playing. So we're probably going to progress faster than he does. Might see him though. Of course, none of those confirmed, but we'll definitely be taking him in at the very least. Shout out to me for finally remembering in a given year to tell you about the youth intake when it happens. Emma's back, inching closer still. He'll get there, just ever so slowly, making him good on both sides. He's got a fairly strong right foot, so I'd like him to be able to do that side. He's not just trying to force him to be able to do it, maybe. He probably should be a winger on the left, actually, to be honest. Just means I don't have to faff around changing roles going forward. So, same team. Not quite the same team, because there is one man back. That says a lot. I'm just comparing the two on that left-hand side, and okay, it's a bit of a rude. Out of curiosity, Clark on the other side. He does about 50-50 on Clark. He has some good ones, some bad ones in comparison. So I think, yeah, actually, this is the way it should line up then going forward. Vice down on the bench. Seems a bit harsh, really, but can do centre-back as well if he needs to. Chow, same team as last time then. Chow, Manquar, Tavares, Clark, Smith, Dean, Nacelle, DK, Ebersbach, Leitao, Morgan. Off we go. We should encourage the team. We can potentially clinch the title, you idiots. That's what we're going to say. Without insulting them. That's just me talking to virtual people. Of course, we're at Rivals Halifax. That's something I need to very much highlight. Local Rivals Halifax. They're playing... I just see they're playing 3 at the back. They are playing 3 at the back. We've injured one of the 3 at the back. I've seen Salford had taken the lead. But Bolton come into play now as well, actually. Clark heads that one clear. Nacelle, yeah, Bolton have come into play because now they're 5 points behind as well. So we still need to get the win, at the very least, to do something here. Morgan, what has he done there? I'm fairly certain he's just used witchcraft to avoid that tackle. Just... the turn to start with. Then Morgan, here, this tackle. How does he avoid that tackle? He literally goes, like, around the back of his tackle there. Like, here's it. Here's your leg. I'm going to do the long way around it. For no reason. Well, the Chico, their left back, right back's on 60% condition. He's not seeing out this match. 2-1 at Salford. Bolton are winning, but I think that's something that was already going on for the 80. Oh, don't tell me. Shout. Who do we even take off here? This is the most awkward formation when you need to take someone off. It's super harsh on on Ebersbach, but Leitau's been the better player, so we kind of have to keep him on. Mazzala's support for you as well. Just bring you back. We get to half-time now, having dominated this first half. However, importantly, 2-1 Salford still. So we say it's going to be difficult, so don't keep your performance level blah-de-blah-de-blah. The words were there in the game. I've said them. Let's get on with it. I may not be able to speak in real life, but that doesn't matter because my virtual manager can. What's... Clark, James, come in. Oh, you're actually kidding me. Right, James, while we've got a moment here, James, just a quick word, James. If there's a player directly in front of you, don't attempt the cross. What do we even do here? Lee Town gets the hook, obviously, for Smallwood. That's what we do here. We set up shop and just leave Morgan up there as a false 9. There's no one in to false 9, but I need him to be slightly further back so he can get the ball. It's what he's actually good at. I've never played him in it, but it's what he's actually good at. Oh, why are we on attacking, you fools? Defensive. Smith gathers that. Nice and easy. Good. Right, let's get on with this. This highlight is continuing. It's continuing, isn't it? God damn it. Morgan. If this is the way we win the title, though, what a game. What a game. Clark. He's still going. He's not going to cross it. What's he doing? He was barely moving when he was dribbling there. Nolan. Oof. Morgan can do better than that. Hang on, who is that? Oh, damn Morgan. I got really confused. Morgan, yeah. The striker, Morgan. I was like, we don't have a defender called Morgan. No, that's because our striker is having to defend now. Can we not get anyone else sent up? We're not even on get stuck in, by the way. That's the worst part of this. Coventry's still losing, though. Nothing. I'm not taking anyone else off, I don't think, because there's not a change that strengthens the team. Considering the situation, this is going to become... It's not exactly a smash and grab, but no more highlights, and we celebrate the title at Halifax despite only having 9 men. Imagine being a Halifax supporter at this match. That's gotta hurt. The fact that you couldn't beat your rivals, stopping them getting the title at your gaff when they've only got 9 men. That's got to hurt. Ed Smith made his 150th career league appearance by keeping a clean sheet. Can't ask more of that one. How have we managed that? You played very well today. Why can't you perform like that in every match? Mostly because I would like 11 men on the pitch. That was a let-off. You're telling me. Our 9 men had an average rating of 7. I'm sure that's how that works. Technically, the goals are sent off in exactly the same minute, but not technically because of the way halves work. Meanwhile, what? Sorry, we've just won the title, but this is more important. Hippolyte, who is a real player at Yeovil at the start of this game, probably 3 penalties. Did Cheltenham want to get promoted? They've still got a 5-point advantage with 2 games to go, but it's not certain with the way they keep losing. 1 match for Shaw, which makes no sense, considering that Price Town has been unavailable for 3 when he picked up 10 yellow cards. They got red cards and they're only out for 1. What? Medals for everyone? I mean, strictly speaking, there's still opportunities. There's 2 more matches to play, for crying out loud. But okay, well done to sell. I mean, there was slightly more limited options by the end of that match, but we've got there. Fine for £1,000. Yeah, fair enough. 8 yellow cards. As it technically was in the end. Now, of course, nothing gets settled here. We've got 2 more games to play. So Monday's episode, which of course will be the 50th, will be my... You know what? The 50th one on Monday is just going to be me finishing off the season, seeing how we go, and just doing a roundup of the save so far. It's a good way for people to be spoiled about this particular season and just get caught up to speed if they've not, just jumping in at that point. So I've got 2 more games to play. You know what? Actually, solid. We'll play that Wimbledon game because there are rivals in this right now. Not local rivals, but there are actual result rivals. We played them 3 times. I mean, they've beaten us 2-1 every single damn time. So let's hope for not a repeat of that. So you know what? We'll play that Wimbledon game. We'll wrap up the season. And we'll just do a bit of a summary of the save so far, maybe, as well, just to get people up to speed for when we hit League One next season. So until then, thank you for joining me. I don't think a title's ever been won in quite such a fashion. Words. Ta-ra. What have I just witnessed?